Alix here. Welcome to Love and Waves and another episode. I want to talk about forgiveness today and how powerful it is, and a perspective of the way that I see forgiveness, not only in its ability to help us to come into an inner peace and an inner acceptance, and then eventually, of course, self-love, and all in the effort to raise our consciousness in an effort to bring more harmonious living to us, right? And to manifest more of what we're looking for, but also to, again, to let go of past resentments, past hurts, past traumas, to process emotions that we weren't able to process and come into better health, relationships, and everything, right? More meaning. So forgiveness is an extremely powerful tool in doing that. So as a foundation of this, what I like to share is, and this depends on your ability to see yourself as creator, to see yourself as an aperture, a soul stream, an aperture of God that is having its own unique experience and creative ability as part of the whole, as one basically fractalized piece of the all that's having an experience from a very specific trajectory. And with your beingness, your soul stream, your everything that you've brought with you into this world, into this dimension, this third dimension, physicality, what you do in time and space in this fourth dimension, and what you're working with in the first and second dimensions and the third dimension with the body, the mind, and the emotions, and your spirit. All of this comes together and works together to create, to witness, to be a witness and an eye of God. So when you have that stance and you understand the power of that, you are a creator, you're a co-creator, and you're creating with all the other beings as part of the allness of the all, of the creator, of source. And so we're soul streams of source. And so our universe that we've created ourselves is our entire way of seeing things and interacting with the all that we've collectively also created. So there's different ways of seeing this, and that's the multidimensionality, your ability to see yourself in what you've created. And unfortunately, we often identify ourselves in that space as the ego. Okay, the ego being like the physical. Honestly, it's your is your subconscious. And then our way of moving through it with the emotion and with the mind, with the mental, the emotional mental. So the mental being your impetus to create, right? The intention, the thought that goes out, and then the emotion, which is what moves that energy into action. That feminine is the creative movement. The masculine is the directive. Okay, it's the pointed directive, and it manifests by taking the actual action. So the emotion colors and fuels the action of the masculine. So that's the masculine feminine working together. Okay, so what is forgiveness about? Trust me, I'm coming to this. So when we have an intention, we have a thought, that thought goes out into the field. It's a creation, it's a creative thought that creates what's called a torsion field. And a torsion field is a dance of energy between the masculine and feminine, because when you have that thought, that intention, it goes out with emotion. So you've got masculine thought and feminine emotion going together in this positive negative spiral that's going out to create, just like the butterfly effect. If you've ever heard of that sweet little book, when a butterfly flaps their wings, it may cause, so a windstorm on the other side of the United States or in another country. Just that one little flap starts that movement. So recognize when you have a thought and it's energized with emotion, masculine, feminine, that creates a torsion field. And if that torsion field, that thought, that energized thought is in alignment with how source sees it, that's in alignment, which would be in alignment with what is good for all. It's in the highest and best for all. It doesn't harm anyone. It takes into consideration care for others. Then that will create something beautiful, nothing to forgive. And if that thought is added with the emotions that are out of alignment, that would be a distortion. And that goes out and it's destructive. It works against the natural order, and that's what creates karma. There's a natural cause and effect that takes place. So one is going to be life-giving, and one is going to be life-destructing. One is going to be integrative, and one will be disintegrative. One will help you to expand, the other will contract. This is where you see this duality, and this is where we as creators need to be very careful with how we think and feel, and why it's so important to come into this harmony and to start to see things from a space of unity and love, from a higher perspective, a higher awareness, a higher level on that consciousness scale, a higher frequency, a multidimensional level of being able to see everything or more, and certainly to see the all, that your creation, your thoughts create. They create matter. They create everything. Your universe, your hologram is your creation. So be with me on this. It sounds cosmic. It is, but it's also exactly the truth. So what is forgiveness? Forgiveness is to basically stop that torsion field if you want to. You're not forgiving somebody else for responding to your torsion field, to your thought. You've created that. You actually forgive yourself for creating it. So the moment, if you become really adept, when you become adept at feeling your feelings, feeling your body as it responds, as it's open or closed to what's happening around you, to what you're witnessing, what's coming to you, that's meant to move through you. When you feel contraction, you feel constriction, and you fight against it, or you curse someone, or you blame someone, or you project something out, whatever that is, you're creating torsion fields with negative energy, likely a negative thought, and you'll feel the closure. And I want in that moment for you to consider forgiving yourself immediately for creating that, to stop that torsion from happening anymore. It literally stops the spiral from creating. When you say, I'm so sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. That's ho'oponopono. Just that simple practice. When you feel that little distortion, you have a thought and a feeling that's negative towards yourself. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Somebody attacks you. I'm sorry, please forgive me. Thank you. I love you. Because you created something in the past that is now coming back to you, reflecting back to you, that's hitting something you haven't processed. It's all you. It doesn't mean that we don't forgive someone else. We accept that they played a part in our reality that we created for ourselves. We accept that this is all our creation, and it's coming back to us to feel it, to learn a lesson from it, to reintegrate something, and to apologize to ourselves, to forgive, I should say, ourselves for creating it in the first place. That's forgiveness. It's so deep. And you come to a point when you realize, when you really embody that you're all one, that we're all one, there's nothing really to forgive because everything is actually playing out perfectly. But when you catch yourself, I say and when you catch yourself having a thought that is not in alignment and highest and best for all, that's out of alignment with how source sees it, and you know it, and you feel that little constriction in that moment, you forgive yourself right away, and you stop that torsion field from going out, that distortion from becoming something that potentially might hurt someone else, might also be the thing that they need, right? It's for them to learn something. It's all interconnected, but yet still, you don't want the karma either. We're trying to clear all of that karma. And so the more you're able to forgive yourself, cut these cords of what you've put out and the things that are coming back at you, that are coming back for you, forgive yourself for creating the whole thing in the first place. It's all self-forgiveness, self-love, self-regard, and massive self-responsibility to do something like this. So I hope that this lands for you as a way of looking at forgiveness, as a way of stopping the torsion fields from going out and creating things that are distorted, that are not in the way that source sees it, our creator, that are not in a loving thought, a caring, careful thought. And to also, likewise, the things that are coming to us, to recognize they're coming to us from a past, something that we created in this lifetime or some other past lifetime, or some other way of seeing things that was distorted in our own way, and we're forgiving ourselves for those as well. Somebody else has everyone has their own work to do for their own life circumstances and for their own projections. But we can go ahead and say, I don't want that projection anymore. I forgive myself for allowing an opening within me that allowed for that to land and to hurt me, and for that to come back and trigger me. I forgive myself for creating the space for that. And love yourself for that. Close that up. Reintegrate that piece, become more whole yourself, and embody yet another piece of source within you, your soul within you, to become more and more that vessel, more and more loving, more and more peaceful, more and more abundant. And this shows up in every way of your life. So that's my little message on forgiveness. I hope that you enjoy it. I hope that it helps you today. And if you need some help releasing some of the things that are more difficult to process, look in the description box below, and we can always take a call and peek into how I might be able to serve you and help you along that journey. Thank you so much.